Hi everyone, it's Melissa, and I really wanted to talk to you today about something that is really near and dear to my heart, and that is overcoming low self-worth. That kind of like that soul-sucking mindset that bleeds into like every area of your life, especially if you have been abused or had some form of abuse. I was sexually molested as a child, and I know what it's like to feel like you're not good enough, you're damaged goods, but I also know what it is like to overcome it and to navigate through all of that. This is something that I really want to share with you so that you can walk in a high self-worth that's brought from here to like all the way, to the moon. And this is what I have found to be so beneficial. First thing you want to do is just sit down with your thoughts and really review them, really get everything be super honest with yourself. And how you do that and how you come to a place of compassion and self-compassion is you sit down and review as if you are your own best friend, because we forgive our best friends. We have grace for our best friends. We're always encouraging our best friend. So now it's time that you get to encourage yourself. So definitely get everything out in the open. The second thing that you want to do is a forgiveness process, which some people can get really hung up on because they don't know how to walk in that. First thing you need to do is just absolutely make a decision that you are going to forgive yourself. And when the desire isn't there, the second thing you want to do is ask for the desire, because it will come alive. It may not be overnight. For some of my clients, it's very quick and they're very, ready to kind of latch on to it. And for others, it takes a much longer process for them. It just depends on where you are and what your story is and what your background is. And that's perfectly fine. But the thing is that if you ask for that desire, it will come alive 100%. And then once you have that desire, the most natural thing to happen is that you start walking in that forgiveness. And I'm telling you, it's like a burden that is just lifted, which brings us to the third thing. In your review process and in your forgiveness process, take that and say, okay, God, here it is. Here's the burden. And just absolutely release it so that you can start walking in that forgiveness, in that, kind of renewed self-worth. And what you want to do is say, okay, now that I've given this over, what do I do now? You're going to replace it with what God says about you. In 2 Corinthians 5:21, the most amazing, extraordinary thing happens. This scripture talks about what happened at the cross. When Jesus went to the cross, he became everything. He became every sin. He became everything that was horrible in this world. And in exchange, yes, a marvelous exchange happened. We got to become righteous. We got to become holy and set apart for the kingdom. We got to be all of the awesomeness of the whole wide world in Jesus. Like, we became that. And that's so freeing when you get that ingrained on your heart instead of all of the things that happened in your past being ingrained on your heart. So out of that, you can start walking in it. And like I said, it's a process. Doesn't happen overnight, but you continue to seek God's truth, seek his word, and plant that scripture on your heart, his living word, and it does manifest. I promise you. And then from there, I would love if you would get like an affirmation to keep reminding yourself of how awesome you are, whether it's a scripture or an affirmation of your choosing, that you put it on the mirror, somewhere where you're going to see it every day and not become blind to it, but to definitely allow it to become alive on the inside of you. And how to drive all of this home is when you marry what God says about you with that affirmation, and you put emotion with it, because whatever you attach emotion to becomes so real to you. So what I would like for you to do is definitely rewind, write down this process because it works. If you want to go deeper, you can totally go to my website, coachwithmelissa.com. I have lots of blogs there. I have a freebie that really definitely can, it's like how to redefine yourself. I definitely want to give that to you as a free gift so that you can really start walking in this. If you want to work with me, I would absolutely love that. My passion is to see people walking in their self-worth, that no matter what their past says about them, I definitely want them to know that they define themselves. You define you. I definitely would love that if you would reach out to me, or just reach out to me and just let me know if this is helpful, because that's what I really, really want. I want this to be so helpful to you and that you will embrace it and walk in it. And just thank you so much, and I appreciate you all. Thank you, and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.